Lindamood-Bell Radio. I'm Dave Hungerford. This summer, your child can catch up or get ahead with Lindamood-Bell. Our evidence-based approach helps students learn how to read and comprehend to their potential, regardless of age or struggle. Lindamood-Bell summer learning is one-to-one and individualized. Students make extraordinary gains whether they attend in person, live online, or both. Learn more at lindamoodbell.com and contact the Learning Center to get started. Reach us at 800-233-1819. Today's episode is a talk I had with a mother in Washington, D.C. Here it is.
So my name is Charlotte. I am Mason's mom. And let's start off with Mason is a unique but fun-loving child, right? He's 8, soon to be 9, February the 12th. So last year, or maybe 2 years ago, that I noticed that he was struggling in reading and comprehension. So his first grade teacher, we went through tutorings, outside of tutoring, doing everything that we could, right? And then we realized something's not clicking. And a friend of mine, his godmother, he said, well, why don't you try Lindamood-Bell? My daughter did it when she was younger, and she's 24 now. And she said, I wonder if they're still around. And I was like, I don't know, but let me try. So I Googled Lindamood-Bell, and there you have it. We started in the end of September, and he just completed 160 sessions, probably like the beginning of January, and starting probably like in beginning of March, he would do another round of sessions as well, just to get him where we need to be. But overall, Mason loves the program. You can see the enthusiastic, the confidence in him, where he started in the beginning of the 3rd grade and to where he is now it's a different person.
Let me ask you a question, if I may. What did you first notice that tipped you that something was amiss?
So when he wasn't able to get just like common sight words, like I noticed that you would pronounce a word or you would give him instructions, he would get the beginning and he would get the end, but he wouldn't get the middle. So, he would realize that it's plate, but he may think it's late. Or, plot. I mean, he just couldn't get the beginning and the middle, or you give him instructions, he'll get the first and he'll get the end. And so mind you that he has a speech problem or used to. So I didn't know if that was hindering him from his capability of learning or not. So that's when I first noticed it.
And you mentioned his comprehension too. Was that something that he just would, if you said things to him, he would not be able to process them, or was it just partially due to the fact that he was having reading issues?
So it was both.
Both?
So you would give him instructions and he'll get the first and he'll get the end, but he didn't get anything that I said in the middle. So I would always okay, Mason, let me shorten it up, right? Let me give you 1, 2 first and then 3, 4, but he couldn't process it. Like he couldn't decode it. Like he couldn't code everything what was going on. So, and that was the same thing that was happening in school. So he doesn't have a behavior issue. So he would sit in class, and if someone else was talking, it would distract him. So he didn't know how to re-engage, because he listened to the first part. Then the teacher may say something else in the middle, and then he'll hear the end. But if someone disrupt the class, he's totally somewhere else. Oh, you're talking to me? Oh, I didn't realize you're talking to me now.
Did he seem to realize things were becoming a struggle?
So, and it's funny you say that. As a child, and it's for Mason, he never admitted to me that it was a struggle because of his, confidence. His thing is that I can read. Mommy, I don't have a problem. But once he started going to Lindamood-Bell and he realized the difference from where he was before and where he is now, you can tell that, oh, maybe I did, but now I'm a better person.
What was like the first day there? You had to take all those tests.
Oh, the first day with his test.
Yeah. What was that like for him?
So his first day, it was long. It was 4 hours when he tested. He didn't do very well. He started off at the first grade level on many things, and he was going into the third grade level. The first day, he was like, okay. Then the second day, he was like, okay. Then by the third day, he's encouraging other people like, oh, it's not that bad. You come in here for 2 hours, you take breaks, you get to jump rope, you get to play a game. So by the third day, he's like the cheerleader, like coaching everybody else. Like, no, come on in. It's not that bad. It's pretty good. And I'm looking like, okay, is this the same person 2 days ago? Like, this can't be the same person. So it was a quick turnaround, and he adapted very quickly, and he loved it.
Was there a point where you started to see a change, either in his reading or his kind of attitude about it? Was there one
immediately,
particular point?
I would say the first month in.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, it was like music to my soul. And I was like, oh my God. Like, oh my God. Like, is this the same child? He got up and read in front of the entire school body after being there 1 month. So every Friday they have this pep rally, and his class was chosen to read a story, and it was like during Halloween time frame. So he had his little side buddy next to him, and then another side buddy. So he got up there and he tapped the mic, got everybody's attention. Then he tapped the mic again. And I'm like, okay, wait a minute. Is this my child? Get ready to get up here and read? And he took a deep breath, and you should have heard him. His teachers, his special ed, everybody was like, oh, is this the same guy a month ago? It was phenomenal. His reading teacher was in awe, and we all just cried. And he came to me and gave me a hug. He's like, Mommy, how did I do? I said, Mason, you did amazing. Amazing. So that's only 1 month with Lindamood-Bell. 1 month, and his confidence level went from here to like here.
How long was he at Lindamood-Bell? How many weeks?
So he did 160 sessions.
So probably about 8-9 weeks.
So he had to do them. So he still went to school. So Mason went. So let's tell you how he's a rock star. Oh. Mason went to school from 8:45. He got out at 3:25, went to Lindamood from 4 to 6. So he only did those 2 hours every day, Monday through Friday. And the days that they did not have school, he did 3 hours. So he pushed it from the end of September to like the first week of January. So he went longer than the normal time frame, because they would usually do it like 4 sessions in one day. So no, he did this after school.
Wow, that's grinding.
Yes.
Come home and have homework to do a little bit, maybe, or
no, he didn't do homework. They didn't. So for some reason, this year they stopped doing homework in DC public schools for the third grade. But he plays tennis, so there were some nights that he still had tennis practice, and he did not complain. No, he did not, and he grinded. And he still became a cheerleader, a champion for Lindamood-Bell. And I could tell you this, the little things, them 5-minute breaks, he learned how to jump rope during those 5-minute breaks. I mean, like, really, it was fast, everything. And I was like, wow, where'd you learn that? He said, oh, Lindamood-Bell. And he loved beating his teachers in Connect 4.
Did he make friends, other students there too?
Yes. Yeah. Yes. And they all would bring their little Pokemon cards to the sessions. During breaks, they would talk about them. They would get there early. They would all sit around and they would talk. And, it became like a little team building camaraderie going on amongst the students, right? So each one would jump rope. I mean, you name it. He loved it. And they were all talking. So they all had a thing about who could make his grandmother coffee first. So they was like, okay, let me do it first. Mama, I can make you coffee. And then the other little boy, he's like, okay, let me do it today. So he loved it. His friends, yes, he made good friends there.
And So what's the plan for his schooling this spring? You said you may come back in March.
So he may come back in March. So it's funny. So yesterday, his school, his math teacher, reading teacher, and his special ed teacher, and Lindamood-Bell, Niger, Chantel, and Isabel, all of them collaborated yesterday to figure out what's Mason's moving forward to, what's the big smart. So what do we need to do for him at the end of the school year that he's where he needs to be as a rising fourth grader? So they did a plan. Mr. Young is going to adjust his individual education plan based off the scores. And they all agree, he needs to work on his 3 and 4 syllabus in the fluency. So, and then his math, a little fuzzy in math. So we figure once he gets the reading comprehension down, then we will move forward. So that is why I am having him go back in March to get him over that hump, comfortable in the end of third, going into the 4th grade. And then the school is going to continue to complement, or they're going to complement each other to get Mason where he needs to be.
Which programs did he use?
Seeing Stars.
Seeing Stars. He didn't do the verbalizing program?
No, that is, so we're still on Seeing Stars, but Miss Chantel did mention that, the director, that would be the next, but we still want to get him that fluency far as his reading down. And so we want to capitalize on that, and then we'll go to the next step.
Does he have any siblings, Mason?
No, so he's the only child. So I'm amazed that how he's outgoing and he meets the friends there and he remembers their names and everything. So what school, what grade, they all talk. So no siblings, and he is the only child, but he is outgoing and sociable.
Well, sometimes the stereotypes don't hold true. So
I agree. And I think Lindamood-Bell, and not that I know Lindamood-Bell has helped him become a better person than what he's already has been, what he was. Does that make sense when I'm telling you?
Yeah. In what way?
In what way is because not only his confidence, but when he see other people struggling, as his reading teacher told me, Miss Ratinsky, that he's also helping them how to pronounce, how to articulate, how do you dissect the word when you see it? How do you air write it so you can remember? So he's actually like, I don't want to see anybody else struggle like me, because I want to see if I can help you. So that brings, like I said, music to my soul again, for him to be the only child and want to welcome other people. Like, you shouldn't have to go through this. And so Miss Ratinsky loves it, how he's able to do that. And people love him for that. Mason.
You got to keep in touch. In about 7 years, you can be a clinician there.
I know.
Get a summer job.
I know. I agree, because the skills that he gained from Lindamood-Bell are actually life learning skills, and I'm convinced they're life learning. He's even taught me some things. So yes, because that air writing and memorization, and when you look at a word and it's like 10 letters, I'm like, well, I don't remember what it was, right? But he can remember. He get them little marbles, and I'm like, oh, that's impressive. So I love it.
Well, you'll find, I'm sure, with the VV program, that really has some big changes in a lot of times personality, because of just changing the way that you're able to hold on to concepts and not just letters, but the stories I've heard people tell me how life-changing that's been for some of their kids that have gone through that. It's really, really touching.
The ladies who established Lindamood-Bell, hands down, praises to them, that they recognize that everybody doesn't learn the same way, right? That traditional way. And they're able to work with people with dyslexia. My son has attention deficit disorder. He went to speech therapy since he's been 3. And dyslexia, but he's able to read on his grade level from the end of September to January. That's phenomenal. So, to your organization, it is worth every penny. People may not think it is, but it is worth every penny for a parent, a guardian to make the sacrifice for their child. And that's all I have to say. I give hugs to you and your organization. I really do.
Well, thank you for continuing, and happy for Mason.
Thank you.
And thank you for listening. Learn more about us at Lindamood-Bell.com. You can also find us on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. We are Lindamood-Bell.